1M.
I've been kissed from a rose on
Where to
the...
begin?
This is the worst opening ever.
What? I have no idea what
it's going strong.
What are you doing?
We're doing a sports card podcast.
Yeah. All right. We're 30 seconds in, bro.
Oh,
Cut your loss. Touching you.
Hands. Touching hands.
Everybody in the audience.
Reaching out. Touching me. Touching you.
Rod, sweet
bargain box. Oh. Times have never been so good. So good. No bangers.
No, that wasn't good. That was absolutely horrible.
That was an epic
fail.
come down from last week.
Oh my God, bro.
I feel no energy and I don't even want to be here.
You try to overthink that so much that it turned out to be...
No Bangers, episode 45.
You got it in your head. Everybody's saying that was the best opening in the history of sports cards ever last week. And this week, we might as well just quit.
I was in the car and then I went to the post office and they were playing that song at the post office and I was like, dude,
that's a good one.
Great for
that was a good
intro.
choice. I just didn't know what you were mumbling about at first.
You took way too long to get into it. You should have just jumped in.
I should have went straight to the chorus.
In my head, it goes by faster. That was only 1 minute and 18 seconds. That felt like it was like
we
3
lost
minutes.
everyone. If you're still here, stop it. You can leave. No,
if
stay.
you are
Please
still
stay.
here,
Please stay.
This is episode number 45. I'm joined by the illustrious co-host, Rod from Picking and Punching Cards. Rod looked like he's on an extra dose of steroids
Andro
this week.
Steendial, whatever Mark McGuire was on. Andro.
Cary from American Arbitrage.
Not
Cards.
on it, guys.
And
we
Neil
know.
Diamond from Over the Years Sports.
Jeez.
Tim, I tried, guys.
Epic. I'm gonna have to go back and edit that out now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to heavily edit that.
I mean, thank God that. It's not like YouTube. The first 30 seconds is the most important part of your video, and it's like.
Well, see, I was trying to hum. I was trying to hum the instrumental beginning so that you guys would know where I was going with it.
So let me guess, you're trying to give us...
Yeah, it doesn't. You got one of those Washington Commanders Shriner hats on. What is that? Oh, it's a beanie. Okay.
It's a beanie. It did kind of look like a Shriner hat when I have it like this.
Speaking about the Washington Commanders, Cary, how did the top 5 quarterback of the Commanders do this week?
Top 3.
I think his name is Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota.
Yes.
Tennessee Titan, Oregon legend.
Yes. Heisman.
Don't you get a guy like Marcus Mariota because he's going to be able to fill in and do a good job? I don't know what happened. All I care about is that Josh Allen got me 60 points in fantasy. That's all I care about. Doesn't matter what else happened.
Yeah.
Did you see? Listen, I don't know if you guys have you seen the Commanders get lost again. We're 3-8
to the Dolphins.
To the Dolphins, yes. We are the most injured team in the NFL. So
here we go. Excuse.
It's not an excuse.
This just sounds like one of his trophy acceptance speeches from back in the day. I was super injured this year, or this would have been an MVP trophy.
Oh look, I got my participation trophy, guys, and I got my participation whatever medal. Here I am.
Did you guys see the field they played on? They played at the Real Madrid stadium. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So the field, it comes apart into these sections.
Yeah.
And it goes underground into it looks like a parking garage, but it's thousands of feet underground. And it has automated mowers, LED grow lights, irrigation systems. It's like a greenhouse. So it literally goes underground like a greenhouse. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was
and then when it's underground, what do they
stadium.
have? So they could do concerts or something? Or
Yep. One of the biggest concert venues in that region of Europe.
Can you guess what city they're in?
Madrid.
Yeah,
they're in Madrid.
Good job.
Big shout out to my Washington Spirit making a back-to-back NWSL championship appearances. So it's going to be Washington Spirit versus Gotham. So that's going to be
Is it still Trinity Rodman and Croy Bethune?
Croy Bethune, yeah, amongst others. But yes, so it's going to be very, very interesting. I read a really interesting article actually on Trinity Rodman about how, her contract's up now, and if the NWSL is going to make their salary caps bigger so that the team can afford to sign Trinity Rodman and not lose her to somewhere over to, the Women's Champions League.
Yeah.
But also, big shout outs to D3 Scranton
Mighty Ducks.
Lady Royals, who upset D1 Pitt in women's college basketball, which is a crazy feat.
Wow.
D3 Scranton Lady Royals upset.
Did you play on that team, Ron?
Pittsburgh.
No, I
the team you were on?
No, I actually played. So there was some of the King's University or King's College is actually in Scranton too. They were actually in my division when I played football.
At Charleston State University.
No, at Albright College, idiot. So, but did you see the UFC this weekend? By the way, did you see the results? What happened?
I don't believe anybody's watching that anymore, are they?
You do. They just signed a $7 billion deal with Paramount. So yeah, I think a lot of people are. What's Paramount?
Dude, Paramount
Yes,
Plus.
Paramount.
Paramount Plus is crack, bro.
So
It's because you get all the CBS stuff. You get a lot of sports on there too. You get really good TV shows. So yeah, I highly recommend Paramount Plus. Landman season 2 is back.
Yeah, guys, if we can get that lucrative Paramount Plus ad deal,
yes, we'd be good. But no,
send it over. We'll accept a couple milli a piece.
Islam got his I pronounce his last name Makovich, whatever.
John Malkovich,
Khabib's brother.
Malkovich.
But no, he won his
John Malkovich
16th UFC fight, and now he won. He was a former 155-pound champion, moved up to 170, and just completely utterly dominated.
Oh, isn't he like? What is that like? I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say this number wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read that. Isn't he like only the seventh person ever to be a title holder in
multiple
two
divisions? Yeah.
Is it seventh?
It's up there. Yeah, there's.
For the record, if we're counting the 7th as being important, it's already not interesting.
I mean, there's a lot of fighters,
bro. Since 1993, you have only 7 people that have won multiple weight classes. That's impressive. So, but yeah,
if you want to get Rod angry, tell him that UFC is not real.
It's a fad.
No, but no, it's he's up there. If he wins 1 or 2 more fights, man, he'll be up there in the GOAT category with like against John Jones or other people saying that for the best fighter of all time, UFC. So pretty crazy. Unfortunately, though, because he is because of his background and being Muslim, being from his countries overseas there, his stuff doesn't sell as well as like US fighters. And that's a problem with like you get it a lot with like UFC, mixed martial arts. You get that with boxing, depending on where a fighter is region. Like a lot of Russian fighters don't do well selling their cards. Maybe Fedor.
It's a good thing I don't listen to PPP and I keep on international shipping on my eBay stuff. Then I can sell those cards to the people who want them that don't live in America.
But so we'll see. But anyway, the reason I brought it up
I don't know if there's many people who know what you're talking about. They're gonna think you're talking about those loans or whatever.
Oh God, don't even bring that up.
You're talking about the Profit Playbook podcast.
Another podcast.
Right? It's another podcast.
But
it's not about cards, and it's a snooze fest. Respectfully, I love those guys.
So in March, I hit a redemption for Islam, and it still has not been cashed in. So I'm hoping after this UFC fight,
Panini or Tops?
Tops. Okay. So I hit it. I hit one of his cards, and so I'm hoping that since he's in the U.S. right now, that they got it signed while he was in New York, and then I can finally get my redemption card in the mail. So I don't know. I mean, I have 3 months. It was 15 weeks to request a different card. I talked to you, Tim, about this. I'm like, if he loses, maybe I'll just go in there and request another card. But he won, so now he's a 2-division champion on the way in the talk for being one of the best of all time. So now I'm like, now I want my card. So hopefully Topps turns it in.
Have you ever sent in for a redemption and received a redemption?
Yeah, I have for Topps recently. I got a Sol Roca, the wrestler.
Yep, Sol Roca. You do
50, and it came fast. I thought it was going to take maybe I'd heard too many stories in the past but it got to me in like 3 months or less, which was fast. I thought it was going to be a while.
That's the story I forgot. I wanted to send to you, Rod, about the guy with the Shohei Ohtani.
What about it?
You go do tell everybody about Dibdit Cards really fast while I pull this up.
Yes, guys. On Wednesday night, well, actually tomorrow night, aren't you two, Cary? You guys are going live.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so that doesn't count. But we filmed this on
Tuesday
Monday.
nights. Me and Tim are going to be live doing shows most every Tuesday night in the future, and we're doing one.
Tim will be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He'll be running singles from 7 to 9 p.m. And then I will be doing a card break at 9 p.m. Still on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to do baseball or football. I got to look at the inventory of what we have. But everything starts out super cheap, so come hang out. And you can have some fun with us, interact with us, and we'll go from there, man.
Maybe you bust out that Squishmallow Mega Box case.
The Squishmallow box,
hoping it goes up.
Just for you, man. No, I did not buy Squishmallow case. Speaking about the cases, though, I am going to try to buy a case. As filming this will be they came out the day before, but NBA Topps Chrome is dropping, man. Like. I know you're a big basketball guy. Yeah, it's dropping.
Already?
The pre-orders drop tomorrow.
How much are boxes? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm assuming what was Topps Chrome baseball? What, $250 a box, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. I'm assuming it's going to be the same because if flagship was about flagship baseball was $89.99. Flagship NBA basketball was $109, so it was about $20 higher. So I'm assuming it's going to be maybe the $279.
Yeah, that is now in the range of me not wanting to buy it. That seems too much. But it doesn't seem too much. It's more than I want to spend.
Yeah, no, I fully get that. But the way that when flagship came out and those are selling for over $100 per box, it's worth trying to get on there and get in the pre-orders that try to, even if you just sell them or stuff like that. But I would like to get some to rip. So I still haven't ripped my Topps flagship because I got those when I was recovering. I got those actually the day of my surgery. So
you waited till all the hype's done. That's probably the smart time to wait.
I didn't wait. It wasn't that I waited. I had my surgery and I had all the other stuff going on, and then I left to go hang out with you this weekend. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Tim, did you find?
I can't find it. But basically, what happened was I'm gonna grossly mess this story up. But basically, this dude, I guess a few years back, you could buy like Topps Now parallels like flat out. Instead of like chasing like the chase and paying.
That's what they do on Panini. You can buy the parallels on Panini.
Topps does it every once in a while. So they do sometimes for UFC events where they do like pieces of the mat and autograph for like $100, $150, $89.99. So Topps does it occasionally.
So a few years back, a guy bought a Shohei Ohtani, Bryce Harper dual auto numbered to like 5 or 20. It was either numbered to 5 or 20 to 5.
Okay.
And I think he spent like $2,100 on it. And when he got it, the auto, Shohei Ohtani's auto was like barely existent on the card. Like it was obviously
like the ink was running out or something.
Yeah, like the ink was running out or like he got smeared or something along those lines. So the guy sent it back and they were supposed to send him another one. And years have been going by and the guy that Topps has kind of just been like stringing him along. And then he just got an email back from them saying that, and they have his money this whole time for years. And so then they basically sent me an email and were like, yeah, sorry, we're not going to be able to give you this card, but here is your refund. And it's the original money that he spent, like the $2,000.
They didn't send like a replacement, like a fan favorite.
No replacement.
And Tewksbury autograph?
No, nothing. Just refund him his money and we're like, sorry. But like that card right now is probably worth, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 maybe.
I never even heard of that card. Like, Shohei and
it was a Topps Now Shohei Ohtani Bryce Harper dual auto.
Well, actually, if we go to the Topps website,
do you think having Bryce Harper on it probably lowers the value a bit, though?
I don't know.
Obviously, he's a stud, but I mean, like,
yeah,
I think a numbered to 5 Shohei would be worth a lot more than a dual. As much as I
don't know. That's
autos.
A good question. That's a really good.
I think it lowers the value, but it
does
does make it more distinct.
Out of 5, you said?
It was either out of 5 or out of 25.
Okay, so out of 5, it was 20. You said he paid $2,100. It's out of 5. I can actually pull it up here on the. I was able to just
shout out to everybody who's watching this on Spotify.
Yeah, we're going to describe it with such vividness that you're going to feel like you're watching it.
There it is. Did you see it?
Yes, that's it.
It's
right
orange.
There. Yeah,
it's an orange to 5.
Yep. Well, that's crazy. This is back in 2021. Dude, they actually have. They also have. Where's it at? If you go back, they actually had. I wonder what the 101 was.
How
The 101
bad?
was $7,500.
Wow.
That seems like an
Now,
absolute steal.
How bad was the auto though? Because like even if it was faded, I think I would have tried to sell it.
As would have I, but it was
Over
clearly
2,100. I would have just said it's faded. Get it graded, get it encapsulated, and even if you don't sell it for $20K, you're going to sell it for probably more than $2,100, right?
So even at the 99 was $700. So like,
is there any solds of any of these at any number level?
That's my next step. So now we found the card here. So maybe I could pull up in like Card Ladder or something like that to kind of see. Like it'd be interesting.
We are not sponsored by Card Ladder.
So. No, we need a sponsorship. For now, we're just going to go off our gut until we get a sponsor. We can't actually check any service until we get paid.
Guess. Oh, speaking of which, shout out to Laura, Reds fan, who is a awesome...
For sale on Dibdit Cards. Congratulations.
Yep, who sells on Dibdit Cards. She sold a super sick Marcelo Mayer rookie card Independence Day on dibditcards.com. And she must have been killing it on her Topps update rips because she also pulled a 101.
She put a 101?
Yep, she pulled a 101. She sent me a message. She was so stoked. Let me see if I think it's already listed on dibditcards.com. We want to.
Oh, really?
I told her that I'd help promote it for her. So yeah, it's the Hunter Brown 2025 Topps update. Own the name relic card 1/1. So it's
Hunter's a popular player too. So
yeah. So it's the game. It's a game used patch card, like a huge the end.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, and it's game used, and it's 1/1. So she has it up right now for $300.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like that's a great deal. But
I was helping her price, and I'm like, $300 and accept with best offers. I think is a good move. So
I'm glad they're doing the letter ones again. That's cool, and it's game used.
Yeah,
that's a sick card. I love it.
Yeah, that's
and he sells well. I've done.
Oh, he does well.
I've sold Hunter stuff. I've sold some on buysportscards.com.
Well, he was in the top 3 or top 5 for the Cy Young too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think he was second
or third,
second team. I was gonna say all pro like football.
All defense.
No,
all defensive. Free throw.
It's like an all pro, but for baseballs. The first team. What do they call it in baseball? Like in basketball, it's all NBA, all pro. All NBA, or is it all pro and everything?
All pro is football.
What is baseball like? Super good baseball guys.
But he was second team all pro baseball this year or whatever.
now it's gonna bother me. What do they call it in baseball? Baseball.
Yeah, I don't know either. We should know this. We're old and we've been around sports forever. Maybe it's because we're old we don't remember.
I mean, do they do? No, they do golden for defense. They'll do Golden Glove.
Golden Glove, Silver Slugger.
Based on your awards. That's based on your performance offensively and defensively.
You guys have any MVP buyback cards?
I do not, man.
I stacked up on a bunch of Cal Raleigh, so no, I'm just kidding.
So that's part of the reason why. So today we're gonna do a deep dive about how to price your cards, but that brings me up to like,
how much is a Shohei Ohtani and Bryce Harper card selling for?
I can't find it. I couldn't have sold one. No, I was looking. I said that there's some listed on eBay. There's a couple listed on eBay right now for 16,000.
Which one? The one out of 10 for 16,000?
Yeah, 17,000. And
I'd be pissed if I was that guy.
And then at a 99, there's one listed for 6,000. And then out of a 99, there's another one listed for 5,000. But 22 watchers, 21 watchers, 13 watchers. I mean, I'm sure there's Tops now, but yeah, I'll do a little bit more digging in this to see what they actually sold for. I was just going on eBay. I got sidetracked.
That's an interesting card though, because it kind of ties into a lot of what we're going to be talking about today with like pricing and autographing and stuff like that. And Cary, I think, brought up an interesting point, like because a lot of times, like think about how there's probably like a lot of like those early mid 2000s cards with like LeBron, like auto with somebody else, like Delonte West, God bless his soul.
Yeah, you got like the LeBron Boobie Gibson duel. As much as I love Daniel Boobie Gibson, I think that might be a slight deterrent, right?
I thought you were talking about Boobie Miles.
Oh no, I'm talking about a different.
You know who Boobie Miles is, right?
Darius?
No. Boobie.
I don't know.
Boobie.
I don't know who that is.
Dude, Friday Night Lights, the running back.
I didn't watch Friday Night.
The movie or the TV show?
I didn't watch
You've
either.
never seen Friday Night Lights?
The movie or the TV show?
Either. I haven't seen either.
Oh, dude.
Well,
You're not trying to relive high school football. I was in theater. If you give me Friday Night Lights like Glee, then I'm watching it.
Bro, Friday Night Lights, the movie, and Friday Night Lights, the TV show is
We're gonna watch it next time we hang out.
Epic television, and like
bring your iPad and we'll watch it.
You want to get emotional and you want to get inspired? Listen to Coach Taylor talk on Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
Was that the Full Heart?
Clear Eye, Full Hearts,
tight pants, whatever. Yeah.
So this is actually,
nothing's gonna. I hear this is how I get inspired. Like sometimes if I feel down, theoretically this hasn't happened, but I feel like it would inspire me. Is put on "We Are the Champions" at the end of Mighty Ducks D2. Where they're around the campfire. I will probably cry. I wanted to be on the Mighty Ducks so bad at 10, and I still do. But it's
God, who's calling me?
Too old now. I aged out.
So this is crazy. A 10 out of 10, or I mean, what was out of 10? So for 2,500 back in September of 2024.
Wow.
So like I thought it'd be a lot higher. I mean, granted, that was
that was 2024. He's probably
probably doubled or tripled by now.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that's on eBay. Velocity Sports Cards sold it. Yeah.
Was that an auction? Man.
I would say
this type was
what's
the best
timing
offer
of that? So if that was September 2024, that was
right
when they were trying. Did he just sign with the Dodgers at that? He hadn't signed with the.
No, they won the World Series in 2024 , bro.
Okay. Make the card bigger.
I'm wondering if it had an effect that he was. I'm wondering if it was because he was on the Angels, maybe that maybe was a detractor. I don't think it is now because
his auto doesn't look that good on that one either.
Yeah, you can actually see the C, and not the C, but like the front of it almost looks like it's the. Yeah, I agree with you. It might be. It just probably used a crappy marker, to be honest with you, when he was signing them. So, but
is that the highest sold comp of that card?
I don't know. I'm looking here. Look, even this one, September 16th out of 99, sold for 1,900. So
that's
someone
wild.
Definitely
they only paid $600 more for a 10.
Someone undervalued it. I mean, they just So
it was valued at what it was. It was a freaking auction. People paid what they wanted, right?
No, it's his best offer.
Oh, it's a best offer. Oh, yeah.
Listing type best offer.
Ooh, yeah. So they.
But I mean, it looks like maybe I don't know. Maybe it was an auction. I don't know. So.
That's wild.
Maybe that's what they won by. Maybe they saw maybe they looked at comps and they saw the one that he paid 2,100 for it.
The Reds also, not for nothing, a color match to both the teams on the card.
But it's orange though.
The 10 out of 10's red.
Oh, that was out of 10. That was out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. The orange is is the other one.
So I don't know.
Here we are on No Bangers talking about that's a pretty high end card. We aren't talking enough
about
1993 Provision baseball, which I got some today.
So I want to know what you guys. I want to hear about your guys' weekend picking cards. You guys find some good cards while you guys were out picking?
A ton of stuff, dude.
I found some stuff. So for those who don't know, me and Cary live about 2.5 hours apart from each other, and I drove to the other side of the state and hang out with Cary this weekend. We went to the Antique Extravaganza, which is like a 2 or 3 times a year they do this massive 3-day event. So we went there the first day, and then from there I drove over to his area. I actually hit up his card shop, his local card shop. We went there, and then
we went. Can we talk about K&T?
How much did he spend at K&T?
Not much.
I got a killer deal.
Yeah.
I spent $67, and I got a great deal. But can we talk about the fact that Rod spent half the time at K&T just sitting there, waiting for me to be done, just chilling. He was just chilling. You're not a true bargain boxer, brother.
So I still have some
excuses.
Stuff. No, I'm still recovering from my surgery. I'm still doing that stuff. I had no sleep because I literally got up and drove all the way down there. I was tired. I was exhausted. Dude.
Bargain box with no sleep, 1 hour post surgery, and if they got to go to the bathroom, they'll wear a diaper. That's
Dude,
what a bargain boxer
does. We should do a
does.
Beastie Boys cover video, the three of us, and do no sleep till national.
No, absolutely not. I do not. Bro, no, it was a rough. I'm still not.
Sometimes can clip this. Whoever's going to clip this, Opus, if you're clipping this, listen. Okay, you sometimes have to astronaut it up at a bargain box, right? You got to wear full diapers, right? and because you gotta dig, and if you don't have time to use the restroom,
They don't make
So-
diapers big enough for what comes out of my butthole.
I'm joking. I've never done that, by the way.
So,
But it seems like
this
a market.
This is the part that Cary doesn't tell you. Cary already went through all the football, right? By the time I got
there 10
He
minutes
got there
before
early.
you because I'm smart. I'm smart.
I'm driving across the state. What do you want me to do?
Oh,
So he got there
Aw.
early. He dug through all the football before me. So
I didn't dug. I was just starting to dig through it. Actually,
He dug through all the football. So I went. I dug through the baseball.
You
By
had
that
the
time-
baseball first.
By the time I got done with the baseball, Cary has already dug through all the basketball. So then I was like, all right, well, what? I'm gonna go check out their. So last time I was there, they had a bunch of like boxes. They had a bunch of like all kind of other stuff in the
You
back.
didn't have any
They didn't have-
competition at Grand Canyon University.
They didn't have any of that stuff this time around. So like, and his supply of wax and stuff. They had a big wall. They had all their supplies blocking the wall of wax at one point. So they moved all
I
that
got
stuff
this
to the
Miguel
side, but-
Blyce to 10. I didn't pay that much either. I
Yeah,
got
but-
it. You'll like this. Didier
Oh,
Fuentes.
Didier Fuentes.
This was in the 2 for 5 category.
Man, I
So I
found that
paid
card
like
at
$1.50, $2.
I found that card at Chantilly at the perfect time
You
2
did.
Chantilly shows ago and sold it for like 50, 60
it's,
bucks.
It's now like a
$10 card?
12 to 15, maybe
12,
10 to
yeah.
$15 card, yeah. But it's still worth picking up at that price.
But then I took a break and then I ended up digging through all the UFC and all the wrestling and all the other stuff. So I mean, it was cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't even look at the UFC and the rest.
It's the stuff that's been there probably since the last time I was there that no one else has gone through, probably. So that's what I was hoping to find some hidden gems and stuff in there. And I found a lot of good number stuff in there, so which is good. So I bought a bunch. But yeah, I mean, they took care of us. I mean, when I go to car shops, I don't expect to get a deal, but you know, they just gave
Never
us both
expected.
deals.
Don't ask for it, but like a lot of times, yeah. I mean, I go to K&T a lot, so I'll
Yeah.
get deals typically there in most places.
So then what
Not
about
every place
like
does
the yard sale crawl? You guys find anything cool with the yard sale crawl?
Not for me. I didn't really come across many cards. I will tell you, I did get not an argument, but about pricing. And we'll talk about later on. This has to do with the buyback because I think it's very important. Something we all should take in consideration, which I think a lot of people don't when it deals with like the buyback program and stuff like that. And you know, the guy was trying to sell me his cards. Well, I'll do a deep
I
dive
got
on that here
something.
in a second.
I
but-
found this at the Browns junk in the
Yeah,
trunk
it's huge.
yesterday.
It's so
2009, 2010 National Treasures box, right?
Was it
Open it
baseball,
up.
basketball, or
It's
football?
It's basketball, so it's Steph Curry's rookie year. You can see the dual logo man and the checklist. I think this is, in my opinion, worth more than 10, but it had some Topps Tribute and Topps 205. I've already sold 2 of the cards for 12. So, and then I've got stuff like this numbered to 99, Eddie Murray. I mean, cool stuff. So that was a real cool a lot that I got there. I found a 25-cent box of a new guy that had just barely, it was his first time going to the Browns Junk in the Trunk flea market. I get there, walk up, got my camera on, start looking. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. I thought I was going to be, meandering around. I'm like, I'm going to be here like an hour now, right? At the flea market, standing up, going through the cards. And he's like, you on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I listened to your podcast. That was what he said. So shout
Nice.
out. No Bangers
Nice.
is making it all the way to the flea market.
Did you
I
buy
found
any
a ton
cards?
of stuff. Cal Raleigh rookie for a quarter. I found 10 or 15 P. Crow Armstrong rookies for a quarter apiece.
What
Polar
was
Bear,
his
Pete Alonso.
backstory behind his cards? Like his personal collection, stuff he bought.
I think he's opening a lot. I think
Okay.
he bought that one was a collection he bought out though. He bought out a collection from somebody. So he's a flipper. I mean, also I'm sure like all of us opens and all that as well.
So
but
let me ask you this, Gary. When you're in a garage sale flea market and you see a collection of cards there, do you not ask what the backstory is to that collection?
I mean, he told me, so it happened.
No, but
I don't
I'm asking.
usually
No,
ask. No.
you should. That's such a golden opportunity, man.
For
Because
content, yes, you're right.
not for context of the situation, because you'll know right away. Like if he tells you, "Oh yeah, this is my childhood collection," then he may be partially, have an emotional connection to it. Or if he tells you, "Hey, no,"
Well, if they're like our age, then and they say it's like their childhood collection, and they're like from Florida, I'll know not to ask for like anything about their Charles Johnson, Marlins rookies, because I know those will mean a lot to them. But maybe I can get some other guys, right? So
yeah,
I think you're right. That's a good thing to do when you're out there. I never really think about it. I just kind of see cards and I look at cards and I buy cards. I'm kind of pretty straightforward on that. But that's actually a good point. Very good point,
dude. It's such an opening, because if you find out where they got the cards from, if guys like, oh, I buy storage units, he has no connection to them, he just wants to quick move them. That might be a contact for you in the future. Or also too, like, oh yeah, I inherited this from my uncle or whatever. Like, or it's like, oh yeah, I have all these boxes at home, I just brought these today. Like, you just never know. So I ask that question all the time. It's definitely
it's a different way to. It's smart though. It's smart. Like, I feel like I'm a jazz musician when I'm looking through bargain boxes. I don't think things through like that, and I probably should a lot more. You're more like a chess player when it comes to that. You're thinking of all the angles. I'm just kind of going with the flow and seeing what the bargain box gods give me, and then kind of pick up the vibe of the person.
Makes sense.
But yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. I'm gonna try to start doing that. I
got a really important question to ask you. Is Tim dead?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
he's just like slouched over. I'm like, is he alive?
I feel like if he were to go, it would be mid podcast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just
I don't want it to happen. I want Tim here another 300 years.
I'll finally go viral.
Heads floating in a jar, talking about whatever AI robots want us to talk about in 300 years. That's what I.
So bizarre. Did you get anything? Oh, you didn't go to Renninger's. I went to Renninger's, and I ended up buying a bunch of. I found a whole table. The guy had a whole table full of junk wax, like boxes. And he's like, I want 20 for this. I was like, how do I just give you $10? I'd just take all your sealed boxes. Like, it's like perfect. I just want it gone. I was like, all right, awesome,
nice, bro.
But I did get a box of 97, 98 Upper Deck stickers, basketball, which is second year of Kobe Bryant. But you can get Jordans, Kobe's. And if some of them great, it can go.
I have some of those behind me. We found them in Virginia. Those are cool. They're fun. They're like one of the only. They're like a really cool one you can find from that era that you can actually open somewhat affordably. Like any 97, 98 pack, 96, 97 pack of almost anything is expensive. Unless you get lucky and find it at a flea market. I also I ran across some box deals of cards, which I've shared on Facebook and on my YouTube video, which will be out. If you guys check out my latest YouTube video, it'll be out by the time we have this podcast out. But I came across at a yard sale a box, and it had a bunch of cards, in rubber bands, right? And it said 300, and for some reason my mind was like $3 a bundle, right? Like, okay, maybe they had some 80s stuff in there. I was kind of looking, I'm like, maybe I'll buy a bundle or two. They'd be fun to look at and good for a video and stuff. And then I'm like, I even said, are these $3 each? And he's like, no, it's $300 for the box. I have cards from as old as 1972, I think is what he said. And then, yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
What did you say? Did you? Because
it's on the video. I got to go back. I'm not sure how I reacted. But it kind of turned that was going to be a part of a YouTube video for me. I'm like, this is kind of an interesting thing, like interaction. And what made it for sure it was going to be my video that just came out was the next day I found another box with more cards, tons more cards for $25. Like the guy was just like, it was my collection from 30 years ago. And although it wasn't crazy, here's some stuff I found in it, in the $25 box, some of the better stuff. We've got Mariano Rivera rookies. Gosh, I love these Provision.
Oh, so sick,
dude!
Here's the best ones.
Put that card back up. Put that card back up.
Yeah, look at this.
Put it on the screen for a second. But yeah, the Provisions from Fleer.
This is 93 too.
Yeah.
But here's probably my two favorites. We got the special edition Jordan, which I forgot was in the collector's choice, but we unfortunately didn't get the gold signature, but we did get the silver signature.
Oh, nice! That was in there.
So
what's
of
that
cool.
Go for now?
It's 4 to 5 plus shipping. I've seen people selling them for about 9 shipped, but there was, Ken Griffey Jr., silver signature, Barry Bonds, and, inserts, David Ortiz rookies, Roy Halladay rookies, pretty much anybody who had a rookie between about 93 and 98 had rookies in there. I went through that. That's going to be in my video. So I spent about 15 minutes kind of breaking it down quickly, kind of some of the highlights from that $25 box. Definitely worth it, especially considering content is part of it as well.
Yeah.
See, there's no way. Cool. There's no way I'd have been able to just not been like, bruh. I would have felt it would have been my responsibility to save this guy from being embarrassed that he had to outbox for $300.
It just shows you
I can't there's no way I could. No, with anything else, I probably could walk away unless it was maybe Beanie Babies or VHS. Something like that people have crazy
I get it.
marked up.
I'm not like
I know
that,
you're not.
personality wise.
Not.
I just I can't do it. But I think you're right. I think it would have been helpful for him. And that's how yard sales and flea markets are with cards. A lot of times it's either like aggressively overpriced.
Yep.
Because they have a vague memory of the 90s and cards or something, kind of like Beanie Babies still. Or they're priced, you like, oh my gosh, they just got it in a storage unit and they want to get rid of it. But I'm starting to notice, like the guy and his buddy who I met that listened to the podcast, shout out to them. Like there's some guys who just basically are card show kind of guys that are starting to show up at the flea markets too, and it's just like having a booth at a card show, so I can get some deals.
Bro, if they can get a spot for $20, why not set up and sell some cards? Like it'd be done.
Basically, what Big Tom's doing, like he was doing at Webster and everything. Like the flea market is a pretty solid place, and there are a lot of guys like me that if there are cards to look through, we're gonna do it. And for the price, I mean, you don't have as many eyeballs, but also you're not gonna get 40 people coming up to you wanting a trade up challenge, or 40 people coming up to you seeing if you want just a dumb like number to 5 David Wright card that nobody wants, something like that. It would be embarrassing to do that.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Tom, by the way.
I'm joking. I loved that card.
Shout out to Big Tom. He is going to be moving away from the flea market. His business has just been expanding, and we'll have to get him on here in a couple of months and see the transition from flea market to going pretty much full-time card dealer at full-time show dealer at this point, because he doesn't have a shop or anything else. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see.
It's good to have his perspective, because none of us three really sell at shows, at least at this point.
I think
we buy a lot.
I think for 2026, I think I'm going to set up at a card show. I think it'd be interesting.
Dude, we just Bangtown.
Yeah,
card
Bangtown
show.
2026.
Well, I got to set up a card show first. Get all the logistics out of the way.
No, this is a Bangtown card show. We just set it up without thinking much about it beforehand, and just see what happens.
At the corner of the 7-Eleven.
Shout out to our members. Frank the Tank sent me a screenshot of the domain name purchase, bangtownsportscards.com. I don't know if you followed through.
I think we're just going to go for bangtown.net. See if it's available. I don't think there'll be any confusion when people are searching that into Google. They're going to anticipate a card show, and that's what they're going to get.
Do they have .buses?
Bangtown.bus?
Yeah.
Bangtown.bus.
or
they got Bangtown. They got Bang buses. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe in Tampa they do.
Or it would be kind of cool too if they had .us and it was like Bangtown.us. Right? Like Bangtown USA, you know what I'm saying? Like
.store or whatever. Don't they do .store now?
Since you threw it out there, we got to mention our members. Now, if you guys like to help support the podcast for $1.99, you could be a member of the Bargain Box crew for $4.99, the value box, or for $9.99, you can buy a case like this guy right here. You get early access to the podcast a day early, and then some of our special videos that we do. Tim has dropped one, Cary dropped one on bargain boxes, Tim dropped one on prospecting, and I'll be dropping one next week.
What's
next
your
week or two on mine's going to be on how to find cards at flea markets in yard sales, because that's something I do very, very well. So just help people through that process. But Tim, do you know the members that we have in this group?
First person this week is going to be Todd Cart. There's no O. Where did we come up with that? We've been saying Todd Carto. But apparently there's no O in the end.
It's spelled Carte.
It's a silent E.
It's a silent E. And we just added an O.
We've been saying Carto this whole time.
We do a lot of things that we just don't know. All right.
It was Shill Billy. Whatever Shill Billy was, that was happening all last week.
Yes. Shill Billing. Fitting. Jesus.
Shillbilly is is Bangtown Sports Card Show is coming to Shillbilly, Alabama.
Exactly.
All right, who's the rest of the members?
So Todd Cart, no O, and then we got Frank the Tank. Obviously, we got the real Mac B13. Is that right?
Max PC1.
Max PC1.
That one. That guy.
Close enough.
Thank you, Max.
Buster Chestnut.
Okay.
Yeah, what up, dude?
Dusty Box Treasures.
Yep.
Ginger King Card Kingdom.
There we go.
Yep.
Jordan Brown.
Let's go. Thank you for the card, by the way, for Don. Don got a PC card from Jordan.
California, the city.
Oh, Lodi Sports Cards.
There you go.
Who else?
Lodi sells more cards than all three of us every month, and maybe everybody listening.
We should. I was talking to some of the people who listen to the podcast and who are members of Dibditcards.com. We should do like a special show where we have a couple of people on like that from the
That would be cool.
listeners and the
That would be a fun live.
Because Lodi Sports Cards is super knowledgeable, and Nick also
He's selling a lot, yeah.
who does a lot of grading. Giroux Sports Cards would be good to have on too. So I feel like I'm missing like 6 members though.
Your uncle?
Uncle Chubby Rico.
Yep, your uncle. There's one that you're missing.
Throw a football over the moon.
Shaky 94.
Shaky 94.
Is that a new one?
He's been new, yeah.
AEC Cards.
AEC Cards. It's going to take me a couple of episodes to get these new people in.
316 says.
Flips 316 says.
And Vintage Sports Flips.
Vintage Sports Flips with no S. So we got Todd Cart with no O, and we got Vintage Sport Flips with no S.
But we like him so much, we added the O.
Carto.
Carto.
Thank you. Yeah, like the O was an exclamation of how happy we were that they're a member.
I took the O from Todd's last name and I put it into the intro today.
So, all right. So let me tell you about my story about the buyback program situation, because you asked earlier about the flea market or in the garage sale. So I go up to this table. Cary was there before me. He bought a bunch of the guy opens up blasters, and then he puts all the cards in the blasters he doesn't want. And then he sells them off. Sometimes you get refractors, sometimes you get other stuff. He just pulls out the autos and maybe redemptions and stuff like that. But Cary bought a bunch of cards from him, so I went there, and he's a big UFC guy, so he has UFC cards because I bought stuff from the previous year. And he had a Max Holloway UFC card graded, and I was like, "Oh, what do you want for that?" He's like, I'm asking $150, and I was like, I tried to pull up comps. I went to pull up comps, and the comp was 160 for it, like the last sold comps. But I remembered, I was like, this is inflated comp because he was part of the buyback program for UFC. So because the card was numbered to 25, you get a $200 buyback for that card.
But the card was graded.
Yeah.
So the
graded was a 9. It wasn't a 10 or anything.
Was
like
the comp for a graded card?
No. So the comp was for a raw one. Okay. But the point I'm making at here is especially with the new buyback program coming out right now for baseball, the MVP with Shohei and Judge. Some of these people that are going to look at comps, after the buyback program's over and see that these base cards are selling for $15 and think that they have a $15 card. It's not. It's because of the buyback program. People are buying cards for $12, $13, $14.
What is the market? What happened to the market, let's say, for like Judge 2024 Topps Chrome after the buyback ended?
It dropped.
This is like completely though? Were they still a little bit more than they should be?
They're way more than what they would sell for as a normal base card.
Yeah.
You have to think about like this too. In my opinion, the expired buyback cards have more value than people realize. Because in essence, they've become short prints.
They've become short prints because people are trading them in.
Because all of those cards have been traded in for the buyback program.
But then is Topps going to repurpose those and use those?
Are they going to stamp them and make them super prints?
Yeah, you can pull last year's Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge cards with the MVP stamp on it, numbered in this year's Topps Chrome baseball that came out. Yeah, they're in those things. Look at the numbers for those. Like if you those are, I didn't even know those
existed till just now, but that's a good idea.
That's what they use them for. They use them for that, and they use them obviously for like the archives and a whole bunch of other stuff. But those cards do stupid numbers. Those are like super short prints though. But yeah, like I buy the expired buybacks all the time and sell them.
Wow,
I sold the Shohei Ohtani for like $7.
That's going for huge money. Holy crap!
That's what I told you. Yeah.
I didn't think it was going for that much.
Yeah, it's stupid numbers.
Look at that, $700 out of $199 buyback stamped. That's $7.99 stamped.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's pretty dope.
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know they stamped it MVP and put it back in.
See that to me, like the buybacks are so random. Like I had some experience with the Advent calendar, getting a 2024 Justin Verlander base with the stamp that said Topps Original. Weird. Like to be it's something. It's unique, I guess. But like being the MVP buyback with the stamp, that's kind of cool in my opinion. That adds a little bit of what the kids say. What pizzazz, right? Is that what they're saying? A little pizzazz to it. A little bit of the skibbities and the toilets.
So a base Topps Chrome Shohei sold for $18 on eBay when you get a $20 buyback for it. So I don't understand what's the sense of buying that for $18 after taxes. You're breaking even or losing money after shipping and everything else.
Well, maybe they take it to their card shop where they get a good deal, and that $20 buyback is actually worth $40 to them.
That's true. But no, I think if I'm not mistaken, you can only use it on wax, I guess, or maybe it depends on the card shop. So
it's store credit, whatever
Yeah.
you want.
But
I mean,
yeah.
I've seen people literally roll up with wheelbarrows
Oh yeah.
full of buybacks.
So going back to my question, and do you think? I mean, across all sports, oh man, we're gonna get that for basketball then this year
Yes.
too, the buyback, and then
Yep.
football next year.
Yep.
This is actually really exciting now. You know what I mean? So it's really exciting. I think the buyback program's a fantastic idea. Of all
So,
the
I mean-
stupid promotions they've done. I
So
think it's
is
great.
that UFC buyback already expired?
Yeah, it's expired, which upsets me because I have a couple boxes I didn't open. So I should have opened them up beforehand before the buyback because I probably missed out on, a couple of cards I could have,
Yeah,
turned
so like
in.
on Topps Chrome breaks and like update breaks now, the Dodgers and Yankees are already expensive, but they're
Yeah.
all going to be, you won't see any price change going down on any of those break spots because now that people are going to sell that as the buyback spot.
Yeah.
Like all you gotta do is hit one base card and you're $20, you're right back in your pocket.
Now, I would say for baseball, I know it's going to be different because Shohei, his stuff's already super high across the board already. You know what I mean? For the buyback. But like in the future, just be careful looking at comps during a buyback time and trying to buy the card after because, depending on the player, there will be a little price change with that.
Oh, but I mean, they're base cards. The
Not all.
refractors are a little bit different, and the numbered cards are a little bit different. But like,
Sure.
imagine anybody who turns in like a numbered. So say there's a numbered out of 199, Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, right? How many of those cards do you think surface? Let's say 100 out of the 199. How many people do you think actually turn those in?
So it depends on the. So at a 99, you get up to $200.
Yeah,
for
those I guarantee you that out of 99 Shohei
bet
Ohtani's
you.
buyback programs are selling more for more money than the buyback program is going to give you back.
Now, I wouldn't trade in out of 10 for $200 or out of 5 or out of 1. Like that's stupid.
What's
you know
the
what I mean?
lowest numbered though? The highest
One.
numbered one. No, the highest numbered one.
So for the $200 level is 99.
How much do you think a Shohei Ohtani out of 99 in Topps Chrome this year is selling for right
I
now?
don't know. Let's see. We can look at the green. We can look
I
at
bet you
green.
it's probably
green
like
wave.
$400.
Green wave. Wave rave. Let's see.
Well, green is a little bit suspect because people hate green parallels in the hobby.
But that's out of 99.
I know that, but I'm just saying. I bet
got
you
you.
it sells for more than $200.
One just sold for 169. One sold for 182 out of 99. One sold for 150. 162. One sold for 275. One sold for 150. One sold for 142.
I do out of 150 color match blue.
Those are going to be more. just 'cause they
So
look
that
much
changes
better.
the price point though. So that you're only going to get $100 at it.
But
So
I bet
out
you
of two-
those are selling for more money than the greens are.
So let's see the blue. So then it doesn't make sense selling it because you're only going to get $100.
Exactly.
But
But blues sell better than greens do.
I get it.
And they have to be true refractors, not waves or any of that.
No, they
color
do
shimmer.
those.
No, I'm just saying, like, for value purposes. Like, true color refractors are always valued more than shimmers
Yeah, I
and,
gotcha.
and
I know what you're
mojos and waves.
Ray waves or whatever.
Yeah. True color refractors will always carry more weight than like a true gold refractor is probably like 1.5 multiplier to a gold wave or a gold shimmer.
Yeah, blue refractor, $335.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Well,
Think about how crazy that is right there.
You can't do the blue because the blue's also a color match. For
Okay,
for
but
the
listen,
Dodgers.
the logic is there. Like, so does that mean that the print run numbers really don't matter?
That's
like,
a good
do
point.
people hate greens that much that a card that has
No.
a 60
It shows you, Tim, it shows you how important look is and aesthetic in the sports card business. Even if the numbering is higher or the card is actually more plentiful, if it looks the way that people want it, right? It has that color match,
which is
blue on
good because we
blue.
want that
That's
as
what we
far as
want.
what
We want
do.
because that means there's some, even if you're flipping, there's some aspect of collector being thought of there, right? Because why else would you care?
Yeah.
I mean, Tim, just think of it. When you dig through a bargain box, you pick up a card that has aesthetically, it's very pleasing, and it might be for $1, but you'll get $4 or $5 during your live auction because someone just thinks the cards, they're paying
take
2 to 3
take
times the price.
take a out of 150 that's not a color match of a player and compare it to their out of 99 that's not a color match, and I guarantee you the 150 sells for more money 7 out of 10 times than the 99 does.
Unless he plays for the Athletics, because then it'll be a color.
That's
match.
why I said that's not a color match.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though, but
I don't understand why people like hate on green. Just get rid of green refractors. It does nobody any good except for Athletics.
So, as an Eagles fan, I pick up green stuff, green parallels all the time, because it looks great with the card, like with the Eagles, and that works well. But I totally understand what you're saying when it comes to that. Let's say Don Russ Elite this year, football is in the value packs. They put 3 pink parallels. They look horrible, man. Like, why put those pink parallels in there? Like, it doesn't match any uniforms. They stand out like a sore thumb. I'm just not a big fan.
You can get a premium, I think, out of. Don't they have the Elite? I think it's Elite, right? Where they have like the green disco parallels.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Those
and those work
discos.
with the Green Bay Packers like beautifully. I'm pretty sure you can get
Eagles,
a little bit of a bump just because of that.
They do,
like when you sell them.
But even the regular cards, they look good, even the green parallels, because it's the whole background of the card. Tim's talking just the border of the card. There's a difference, I would say, when it comes to just the border compared to the whole card too.
Have you guys seen this parallel out of Mosaic holiday football?
The candy cane? Oh no, the cookie, Christmas cookie. Those are super short prints.
These are super short print.
Yeah,
they look ridiculous, but
that was in a 2 for $5 box.
But see, I like stuff like that.
That's got to be doing? That's got to be at least a $15
that's like
card.
15-ish, 15. I think 10 to 15. It's definitely a good deal.
But what player was it?
James Pierce, first rounder out of Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, it's I'm a big fan of
James Pierce is Tennessee. Sorry, not Georgia. My bad.
Yeah, James Pierce went to Tennessee and then drafted by the Falcons. So you're in the same state, at least with this pro team. So
yeah.
But
shout out Notre Dame.
Are you
in that pit this week?
Are you guys a fan of the holiday cards? Do you think it's cool when they do the parallels of the candy canes and the Santas and the presents?
I am a sucker for but I don't like what they did with it with basketball because they don't have the cool short print images in basketball like they do in baseball.
See, I didn't pick up any holiday basketball this year.
I think the holiday stuff, as long as it doesn't become like some crazy aftermarket thing, hype thing, I think it's fun.
It's fun.
It allows a fun. It's one thing Topps does to their credit is they make the packaging and the opening of their cards pretty fun. The advent calendars, the Christmas balls, the Easter eggs. They're getting creative with it, and it's another way to repackage product, but also, I mean, they're doing different designs for Topps Holiday too, with like baseball, for example, and basketball. So I think it's fun. Long term,
the
glitter
problem. The glitter was a problem.
The glitter was a big deal. Every one of my I think 1 or 2 didn't have like sticking, but like everything else it kind of sucked. But that happens a lot. Like with Mosaic, anything in the tin, it seems like you at least have to think that it could. Yeah. They don't always come out this way, but that they could be damaged because of the corner. So they got to figure that out as well.
Yeah. You hit a Cooper flag in Ivan's break, Rod.
Oh, I hit the. Did I really? That's cool.
The what?
I didn't know. I didn't know what team I won.
Do you know who Cooper Flag is, Rod?
He doesn't know who Cooper Flag is. You can
just check.
I wonder what are his flagship base cards doing now?
They've got to be like $5, $6 now. I think they're $5.
Now they got me seeing. What did I? I won one team. I got billed for one team, but I didn't know. I was driving at that time. I was traveling back to my house, but I don't know what team I actually won. So I would have to go back and look at my account to see. But
the one guy tearing it up, man, Cedric Coward. His stuff I don't think is worth that much yet, but the Memphis Grizzlies guy.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
He's a stud. VJ's kind of cooled down a little bit. He hasn't played.
He did cool down a lot. He's averaging
still
like
a stud though.
12, 15 points a game, but still like he's a good he's fitting good within the team there, which I like. So
the Utah Jazz are 5-8, which we would be in the playoffs. Just saying.
It's crazy to think
We'd
about
be the 10th seed.
How much those flagship cards you gotta sell it immediately.
Yeah.
You need to sell it immediately. But that's always been the case. But now that more people are doing it and aware, that needs to happen if you're trying to flip.
Last sold comp on Cooper Flag base rookie
Is it
card.
down to $3 or $4?
$4. with 5 bids.
I think it'll flatten out unless he has a hot streak at around. Like I think he has enough of a name that you'll probably be able to get 2 to 4 all season.
He's not blowing it up right now on the floor.
And then there was a report that came out. Some NBA executives said that if he would have came out in next year's draft class, he would have been the overall pick. He would have been like maybe dropped as between like 3 and 6 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing to say.
Because they said that the draft class next year is very stacked.
They got the Boozer. They're both the twins, but the one Caden
Cooper Flagg's 18 years old.
I get that,
and he's learning a new position right now at point guard.
I'm just telling you that was the report that came out saying
that you know who that exec probably was. That was probably the general manager for the Mavericks who just got fired. That's a fireable offense to say something so asinine like that.
So I ran into a problem this week, and not really a problem. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little about how you guys price your cards. And so one thing I've been noticing, do you guys put buy it nows on your cards with the best offer?
Always.
You put a best offer on every single one of your listings?
Always.
Yeah. Even if you list a card for $5, you put a best offer on it?
Typically.
Do you find people that will send you like an offer for like, save this for 10, they'll send you an offer for 8 or 9 because they know you're going to accept it?
Well, also let me rephrase this too. Because I'm trying to get both of these guys to sell more singles on dibditcards.com. So stay tuned for that. It's coming, I promise you guys. Now, I don't list as many cards now as I used to under $10.
Yeah.
Now I like to preface all of this conversation with information first so that people understand where I'm coming from. 2, I don't do standard envelope shipping. So my shipping is a flat $5 no matter how much my card costs. Okay? So there's also that. But right now, at this date and time, at this recording, it costs to send a card from DC to California, ground advantage, $5.15.
Because they raised the price for preference. The Postal Service raised their price because of the holiday, and then it drops off back in January.
Yeah,
it's in January or February when they up the rates every year.
Yeah, first quarter they raised up the rates for the year, so it's the biggest scam.
We're in the vortex of postal raising right now.
So like currently right now, I only sell. I do a little bit of selling still and whatnot. Majority of my selling is on dibditcards.com and eBay, and then collects. Because I use Collects as my main database right now. So every single card that I list on Collects.
Collects does, because I've been doing a lot of Collects lately too, does have, you don't do it, but it does have, for those who want to know, has the Collects envelope or standard envelope option. So I'm shipping cards out like 80 cents, something like that, I think it is.
So I don't do any of that. All my stuff is $5. But I do that on purpose to encourage people to buy more than one card, right? Especially if 90% of my stuff is $10 or more. But always have offers on because, it just makes sense to me. Like as a shopper, like if I see a card that's like borderline of what I want to pay, like if it's like $7, but like I want to get that card for like $3-4 and they don't have an offer, like then that's it.
To me, it makes 0 sense not to have offers on because you don't have to accept them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say no to every single offer. You know what an offer does for somebody who's not super interested in taking offers? Let's say maybe only on a rare occasion you would take an offer. You know what it does is it helps you gauge interest in a card beyond just saves or watchers or whatever. It lets you know, okay, if you're getting, a couple, offers out the gate or a couple offers every week, that's a card that people want. Maybe there's a pricing issue or maybe it's just you're wanting to hold for that top dollar, whatever. But it does give you information that's valuable.
And I accept a lot of offers too.
Yeah, so do I.
Me too. Like a ton.
It makes sense. Like there's a lot of people. I see people complaining about it all the time on like Twitter and stuff like that. Oh yeah, these people and their like people get up. And this is the funniest part to me is people get upset when people send them what's your lowest, right?
Yeah.
But how many of those people who have what's your lowest don't have offers on? If you were so mad at those messages, make sure you have offers on. If you don't have offers on, people are going to send you those messages. That's the nature of sports card selling and buying.
I can see people getting upset because I do have offers on, and I get those messages all the time. I'm like, just send me an offer. You know what I mean?
But it doesn't bother me because if somebody sends me a message and they're like, "What's the lowest you're gonna go?" I just tell them, all right, or I send them an offer directly from from the message.
That's what I do. I send them an offer directly from the message. Myself.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to determine. You got to determine if you're a sports card seller or a museum, which has been talked about a lot. So if you're a seller, I mean, part of being a seller is being open to negotiation, because goodness knows that all three of us anticipate and in some cases expect negotiation when we're buying.
Encourage
right?
it.
We encourage on both sides, and it happens. So if we're out there getting deals in bargain boxes, it would be silly for us not to expect people buying from us to not at least negotiate for some sort of deal. One thing like with collects that's really nice too, or Cary does this too, is they'll do bundles. Obviously on like eBay, you could just send a bunch of offers individually for cards.
You can do bundles on eBay too.
You can? Okay.
Yeah.
So like,
and on dibditcards.com also.
And Dibdit. Yeah, you can do it everywhere. So that's cool. Like it encourages people, the offer, right? It encourages people to put 3 or 4, like you said, put multiple cards in a cart and just say, hey, will you take this much off total? I think it's smart business.
So the issue I was having is if you price your cards already at the lowest of the marketplace, right? Because you get them super cheap. And I was like, if I'm placing cards, I have some because I have my card scanner, so I do have some cards under $10 that I will put up there and stuff like that. But I'm just getting offers. I mean, I'm gonna accept them anyway, but they're sending me offers. $8.99, send me an offer for $7.99, or like, why wouldn't I accept it? Or $6.99? Yeah, I'm just gonna take it because my buy cost is so low. But I'm saying is, wouldn't it be better just to not have the best offer on if it's a low dollar card and just put the lowest that you're willing to take and just leave it up there and go from there?
Put best offer on. Period.
Always best offer.
So how do you guys dictate how you guys price your cards? Because I think that's a question we received.
For me, it's always a combination of three. I take 3 factors in. Okay. Well, shit. Here we go, Tim again. I'm thinking on the go here.
I'll come back to you. I'll have Cary go first. You want to think about this one?
Go ahead, Cary.
I think there's not enough talk in the sports card community about like current listing prices for cards.
Yes,
which we deal with a lot in general reselling. So, okay, the comps help you get an idea of how much it sells and the general value of a card. Correct. But say you have I'm not dealing with high-end stuff, but say a card I bought for $2, it's worth 20, right? And then there's a sold comp, right? 3 sold comps. One's 24, one's 15, one's 28, right? Okay. But right now on eBay or wherever we're selling, collects, Cary, wherever, the lowest available is $19. So there's been comps for more. There's been comps for less, but it's right there in the middle. I personally am always the person that's going to go under the lowest current comp. I have a following. I have people. We all have like some following. We might be able to justify putting it in the middle range, and then people will come and support what we do. But I stick to this even with people who follow my channel. I want to be the lowest card available in general on most of the cards that I put up. So I'd be $18.50, $18.75, maybe $18.99, depending. And then I would put the card up at that price. And I put best offer. And I would be cool, especially if I spent $2. It depends. If somebody's like, I saw your video, do $10, I might. It depends on the card. You never know. So I'm always willing to negotiate too, because a big factor is what I pay for a card, just like anybody else. And bargain boxing allows you a ton of flexibility if you're good at it. So
like for me, I had a card that I listed for $60 on eBay. I got an offer for 40. Last sold comp was $55. So I sent the guy a message, hey, I'll do $49.99. I'll meet you halfway. And then, but I'll put a message in there too. Say last sold comp's $55. Sold right away.
I hate.
You hate that? Why?
I hate that. I never talk about comps in messages ever.
Because do you know how many times people message me about comps they find online? About
I don't give. I almost cursed really bad right there. I don't care about your comps. I don't.
But the comp is a guideline. You know what I mean?
I don't care about your comps.
Well, that's fine. But I mean, if I'm the lowest one on eBay at that moment, and I'm giving you a deal on that card. Yeah. Then I would say, I mean, I'll use. Then you
don't mention the comps. You say, go find this card. Go find this card somewhere cheaper.
I take that as being rude. That's a rude statement.
I'm totally zoned out.
If you come at me and you talk to me, if I have a card listed and you come talk to me and you send me a message about my card and you want to tell me about comps, that's rude to me. I don't care about your comps. If you can't find this card cheaper anywhere else, Don't come to me and tell me, well, the last one sold for 40. I want it for 40, but my card is listed for 50 and everybody else's is listed for 60. You buy it for 50. I'm not selling it for 40. The market, yesterday's price is not today's price, homie.
What
Like,
if it
that's
sold
how
that
I
day?
feel.
Well, after that card sold that day, but like, hey man, there's 3 that sold today for $40. Would you? They sent you a nice message. Hey, would you consider matching the last sold comps?
No.
You find that rude. You find that rude.
Yeah, no, it's not about being rude. It's just about
You just said a minute ago. You just said I find that rude.
Well, no, yes, I find that rude. That then I think you're talking about me. Am I being rude?
I'm saying you just said a minute ago.
I think that's rude. Yes.
Okay.
Like, I'd understand if if I had like a card up for like $600 and the last like 3 comps within that day were $200. Completely understand, right? But you're gonna come at me on comps on cards under $100. I don't want to hear it. Because for me, I price my cards based on value too.
I get that.
I'm a sports guy, so like a lot of these people who are in the hobby, they sell cards. They don't know anything about sports, right? So like for me, like I know what's going on. So like you're not going to be able to swindle me with your last sold comps.
Because you know what's going on. If the market's the market, that's the market.
Yes, because the market is about to change.
So you're giving them a potential price then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's you're trying to sell what you hate right now.
That's why I said. That's why I said I got like 5 things that go into the factor
when you go to a card
pricing.
show and the guy's like, "Hey, this is what the card is because this is what it is right now, and this is what I'm going to sell it for," and you're fine with that because that's what.
But you're not firm like that on everything, right? It's just the cards you really believe in, or
what do you mean?
Like you're saying, like you know what's going on and everything, and they're showing you comps, right? If it's a card you really believe in because you think he's going to be playing even better or he's just this good, you're firm on it. Are you like that with all the cards? Like some you like maybe you don't believe in the guy, but the value is this in your head. You know what I'm saying? Does it matter how much you believe in a player or something? Absolutely,
but like it's like it's not a drastic thing, but that to me is what's like important because it's like. What I do in bargain boxing, right? It's like the complete opposite of that.
You know, I know, like you're the guy you don't want to buy from. You would not want to buy from yourself at a bargain box, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because listen, I'm not comping anything. Like I don't comp. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you is that like
hold on a minute. You just said before you price your cards. If everyone's priced at the cheapest comp out there is all the cards are priced at $60. You're looking at listed pricing to come up with your pricing. So you're still comping at some point in time.
I'm not about buying. I'm talking about buying.
Okay. Okay.
Like I'm not buying. I'm not busting somebody's balls over a $5 card that last sold for $2.75. You know what I'm saying? That's what these people want to do. Another thing is that like if somebody wants to like a lot of times too is based like off season. Like you got to understand, a lot of these people on eBay and a lot of these people who buy like on Whatnot and stuff like that, they're card sharks.
Yeah,
okay.
I get it.
They're card sharks, and they're not bargain boxers. They're card sharks. There's a big difference between the two. Okay.
Why don't you give us the definitions?
Bargain boxers are people who go and they find the deals and they pay for the deals and they get a bundle lot deal. Card sharks are people that are literally chomping at the bit because they know. They have information that this card is about ready to be worth more money right now. A lot of times, like when people
so they're speculating.
They're speculating.
You're speculating.
Prospecting.
Yeah. When people do something big in sports, like I sent you guys a Sean Tucker, right?
Yeah.
Those people, what they're doing is they're buying up all that Sean Tucker at the lowest price point, and then relisting and changing the lowest price point now at this point, right? Because whenever something happens and something big happens or a guy's stock goes up, everybody buys out the bottom first. Nobody buys out the top first.
Like what they do at ComC, right? They see somebody playing well, they'll go find a card and they'll buy out all the low stuff and raise the
reason to do it ComC though, because you can buy it and just relist it right away and just not even have the card sent to you. So like that makes sense to me. But like buying off eBay, you got to pay for the shipping taxes, have it sent to you, and then go from there.
That's why they're trying to send you them low ball offers.
Yeah.
But like it's just I don't know. For me, it's weird. It's like dog. The price is this. The offer is this. I don't care about like all the other stuff. Like what are you like to send somebody a comment like you're $5 off on the last comp? Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Like that's just so like
I I definitely
petty.
believe people are way too attached to comps.
Yeah.
Way too attached to comps. And not because first off, comps are only a slight bit of the picture because
It's a guideline.
Everything well, yeah, but everything's selling on Whatnot, everything's selling on Dibdit Cards. There's
Card
no
shows?
comps for that.
No,
We're not seeing what people are selling these cards for on other you go on to like a debut sport live, right? One of the big Whatnotters, and some of that stuff's going for way over what a comp is. So is that now a new comp? Right? Theoretically, is that whatever?
Allegedly.
I don't know. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But
They're
is that
selling the hell out of that?
Allegedly. Legal is placing an allegedly over what?
Yeah,
Well, not like shill bidding, but they're shilling the card. They're telling people that this card is a $1,200 card when the last comps are like $200.
Let's just say they hyped up a card, allegedly, whatever. They moved it. It went higher than what the last comps are, right? On eBay or wherever, on Golden, whatever. Is that not a new comp, technically?
Yeah.
Correct.
What about all the digital?
That.
What about all the digital repack destroying your comps on all your little comp apps you like to use?
But here's the thing: is if someone buys a card, they don't want it, they sell back at 80% or 50%, whatever. That's still sold comp. That means they're willing to move that card. That's how's that not a sold comp?
That is an absolute complete market manipulation.
That's not market manipulation at all.
Bruh, if you can't sell a card to somebody and that card is at a comp price when you sell it, then you buy the card back from them. Now that card comp price is different in the database that you use to comp the card that you put in the repacks.
You're not putting the card in the repacks at that price point. So you're buying the card. First off, they're buying the cards in person, so you're not going to have that information in the data.
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
a
times.
whole
Like
other
Arena
thing. All the
Club,
deals at the buying tables at a card show.
Yeah, they're not in there. So
when somebody buys something at 90% at a card show, 85%, then is that not a comp technically?
Yes, it is, but it's not. It's not
obviously getting logged, so that's why
I'm trying to say that's why.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but that technically is now a new comp.
That's why your statement doesn't make sense because there's no original buy for a lot of those repacks because they're buying in person. So that stuff's not being calculated into the formula.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that the person, like on the digital repacks,
I understand what you're saying.
The comp is changing 20 times in an hour.
It's not changing 20 times in an hour.
Why not?
Because they have a set price in their systems already based off the information they have in there. They already have a buyback put in there when they put that card on there.
Yeah, so when they buy that card back, it changes the price, the comp. Because that information goes to Card Ladder. Card Ladder and those places are in bed with Arena Club and what is the other one? Card what?
Ladder?
No, Arena Club and what's the other digital repack?
Oh,
Courtyard.
Courtyard. Sorry.
I do not know that one.
This is a legend, by the way. Let's be careful, dude. I got lots of money.
So those that's what I'm trying to tell you though, is that like when they buy back the cards, they're altering the comps because those comps are going back into the system. They aren't
altering the comps. That's an actual comp. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're not altering it.
It's a bullshit comp, Rod.
But that's fine.
Here's
but
the
it's
thing,
still a
Rod.
comp. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
They're
so
changing
this
it
is
because
if you pay 90% based off the comp that was originally the purchase price or the value of a card, if they bought it at 90, doesn't it just keep cannibalizing?
No,
because they're buying in person, those things don't get registered.
But I'm talking about when they rebuy it.
I understand what you're saying, Tim. This is why I said that you have to look. The whole purpose of
the comp is a unit in Card Ladder. If you buy a PSA 10 Russell Westbrook for $20, right, on eBay. That's a comp that's in there, right? And then somebody pays $50 and they get it on Arena Club, and Arena Club buys it back at 80%. Now that's that comp goes into Card Ladder too. So now you have the eBay comps, you have these buyback comps all going into the same comping app that these people are using. It's diluting the comps.
Not diluting. You need to
How are you not seeing this, Rod?
Bro, if you don't let me talk, you won't. I can't explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep cutting me off. So
let him go.
But what I'm saying is, like, when you look at the comps, you have to take out the outliers that are in there first and foremost. So when you get it, like if I go in there and I have a card that's been sold 100 times over the last 30 days. And there's a comp in there for 50% off that comp, you're going to remove those out there. You're going to take the average of those comps in there to give you at least a general idea. That just gives you a general price point. Like you said, we're not basing everything off those comps, but it's giving you a general price point of those things. And you have to have, for a card that's going to be liquid, you have to have a lot of movement of that card. If you're talking a one-off card, yeah. If you're talking a card that sold one time or two times in the last 90 days, it's not a high card that's really going to have that much impact on the market. Am I right?
But what does any of that have to do with what I'm talking about?
What do you mean? What does that have to do with what you're talking about?
Me and you, yes, Rod, we might be smart enough to outline those, right? But the guy that's sitting behind the computer and messaging you about comps on eBay,
yeah,
he does not throw out comps. He wants the lowest comp. That is his comp. That if you go to card shows and you see people who go back and forth at these tables about comps, right?
I understand.
The seller wants the last highest comp. The buyer wants the last lowest comp, right?
Correct.
There's no logic between
there
those
are
two
people who take
No,
like the last
that's not
3
true
or
at all.
4 or 5 and
Because
average it
There
out.
are, yes, but
When
you
I want
know
my
what I'm
dad-
saying though is that
I get what
more
you're saying.
people than not that is their rule of thumb. That is their method. That's how they manipulate. That's how they are able to maneuver in the market because they stand on business with the last sold comp. Right?
This
They
is
don't
why
take into factor that they don't even look at maybe that card had a ding in it and that's why it sold
Correct.
for that little, right? They don't look at maybe that person was running a sale. They don't look at all that stuff, right?
That's why I want to have this conversation because I think it is very important. You make great points right there. You have to do your due diligence, even though there's comps in place there. You have to dig down deeper because there are outliers. There are things that do play into factors of this. Like for example, like I mentioned, the buyback program. Those cards may be up higher for like Max Holloway. Now the Shohei and Aaron Judge is different because those cards have been going, but Max Holloway's cards weren't really that a market mover before that buyback program. So those cards are going to be like a lot higher just because of timing of what's currently going on at that moment.
So what I do too is if when I am comping cards to sell, right? Like say I get because you know how you go to the card show, you go to card shop, I separate my cards. Like these cards I know are going in live sale. These cards I don't know there might be some value there, so I look them up, right? I never use auctions in my comping price.
I do the same thing.
Only
Correct.
buy it now.
Yep, buy it now.
Because there's too many variables that go in, unless obviously there's not a lot of data, but there's too much variables that go into auctions. So like for me, comping the price of a card is what's available in the market. You know, what's
That's
the
huge.
recent
Too. That's
solds
really
are.
huge.
Yeah,
Because like
it's
if there's
extremely
sold
overlooked.
comps, if there's sold comps, but there's especially if it's like a number to 10 card. I'm not saying you want to go sky high above a sold comp necessarily, but you're the only guy who has a card.
And a lot of times
the
the cards that I'm finding there's not a lot of sold data on these cards, right? Because they're rare cards.
People don't use the line enough. Like, okay, those are the last comps. Go out and buy one at that price. They don't use that line enough because
I do, but apparently
no,
I'm
I know
rude
you
if
do,
I
but
do.
I'm saying in general, people are like, well, those are what the last comps are. Then and especially on a rare card, then I would just say, well, go and buy one at that price.
Like
They can't
because
there's no availability. There's no supply. If you have the supply, you have a little bit of leverage in that case to
Absolutely.
at least negotiate a different price theoretically. So
And the thing is too is like, especially with like live selling, like obviously you don't deal with it on Dibdit Cards, but you deal with it selling on Whatnot. People expect your card to sell them your cards like with just basically next to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a guy that came in and he put together a bundle and I put together the price and it was like 20-30% less than what the cheapest because anytime somebody wants to buy out my shop, my boxes, I always go cheaper than the lowest available card because why would you buy it from me if you could just buy it on eBay for cheaper, right? I put it together and the guy made it seem like I gave him a crazy. He's like, "Oh no, I'm past," and I'm just like, "You can always negotiate. Like, throw me a number if you want." You know what I'm saying? But like, people just if you don't tell them that you're gonna give it to them for $1 a card, there's a 50% of the people that are shopping on these live selling apps are just gonna walk away and not even say anything half of the time. They'll just be like, just disappear. Because they're going to go to the next stream and try and find the next jabroni who will cave and sell them their cards for next to nothing. You know, like it's just there's too many variables that are not included in. There's no universal comp system. That's the problem, right? And you have Card Ladder, you have eBay. Then now you have eBay doing the whole thing where they don't cross out the best offers. So then you have to go to Terapeak or 130 points or God knows what other
Card
apps
Ladder
people are
or
using.
Market Movers or whatever.
Yeah, like it's just there's no universal comp system. I think the best thing that you said is you can use it as a guideline, as a base, right?
As
a foundation. But like for me, like if somebody starts showing me Drake May comps from 4 weeks ago,
yeah, it's gonna be a lot different.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Right.
But that goes to timing. So timing also plays a big factor.
Yeah, and when I was talking about like I watch the sports, that's a lot of that is the timing, right?
Yeah.
Because buying baseball cards in the off season is completely different than buying baseball cards during the season and preseason, right?
That's a great point.
So like that's why AFL is so important, because the guys who are performing right now in minor league baseball their cards are going to have value better than anybody else because they're the last players to play baseball right now. So those guys are going to be hot all the way until spring training.
There's a good point in like you talking about a Drake May comp from three weeks ago. We were talking about in our chat, right? Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
Who had 2 touchdowns, right?
His comps 3 touchdowns, I think,
from last week are irrelevant right now.
Yes.
Right? Because
he had a good week last week too.
Or maybe they're more relevant, but let's say a month ago or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like especially if it's a card numbered to 10 that might not have another comp in the last 3 months or something. Maybe it was 90 days ago when the last comp showed up. That's completely irrelevant to what that card is worth now. And that happens in game. I've talked about it. I remember picking up my Evan McPherson rookies like in 2020, 21 for a quarter and selling them.
Mosaic.
The Mosaic or whatever I had. I forgot which ones they were selling. And I was upping the price during the game. I sold some for 3. He had another field goal. I started selling some for 6. Like I would get rid of the listing and then re-upload it at a higher price throughout the game because I could see what was happening.
And for those who don't know what he's referring to is Bucky Irvin and Rashid White were out for the Bucks, so that's why
Rashad White was in.
Well, Rashad White played, but Tucker was filling in a lot more now. Rashad White was hurt though for a little bit too.
Tucker last year had a huge game, which is why I bought all those Sean Tucker cards because I had them to sell right after that big game. It just happened that I was able to get a lot of that stuff when he had that big game, and I sold a lot of his. Because I was finding his Prism Variation Silver rookie cards in the quarter boxes, 50-cent boxes. And I was selling them for like $15-20 like that next day. Because I got them on Saturday, and then that Sunday he went off, and I was listing them right then and there. And I had this one that I had picked up, and I like Sean Tucker as a prospect of a running back, a guy that can, be a good back on a team. He's just kind of in a log jam at Tampa, obviously with White and Irving.
Yeah.
But like I had that card listed, and I was out with the family yesterday, and like I saw what he was doing, and I totally forgot because that's a Contenders auto card. It's not like it's just a refractor or something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also running a sale currently because I'm broke and I need to make money. So the card sold for like $7.49. I bet you people are probably selling that card for like $15, $20.
It also works
right
both
now.
ways with this though, Tim. Like where, Sean Tucker, that's maybe a $15 card right now. In 3 weeks, say he doesn't get any, playing time.
15, 20, 10,
yeah,
10,
that card could go right back down
52.
to $5 in maybe there is a tail to it. Like sometimes a performance or a couple performances they'll have a couple weeks of being able to not play as well. But like VJ Edgecombe, he's simmered down now. His card prices are not.
He's also a hot rookie though. Top
exactly. But my point is like it goes both ways. Like, and we deal with this constantly in bargain boxes. We're like, oh, this person was super hot. Now he's cooled down. Is this price point I'm paying right now still good enough for me to be able to get him? Yeah, Warming Bernabell.
Ford.
Am I still going to be able to make a little money on the hype coming back down? There's a lot. I mean, bargain boxing, if you're doing it regularly, is really super highly timing based. I mean, there's some cards that are always going to be. You find like a Topps Chrome refractor, Kobe Bryant in a bargain box. You're not. But let's just say or an Allen Iverson. That's not going to really go up and down too much if you're finding it at a bargain box kind of level, which is not likely. But the new prospects, they're up and down so much. It really behooves you, and that
goes back to timing. That's why timing is so important.
Happening.
That's why it's good to pick up a lot of backup running backs, backup quarterbacks, especially at this point in time of year is when it's really going to pay off. So if you can pick them up cheap in the bargain box, they're 10 cents, 25 cents, even $1. If it's someone that has like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's been hurt the last 2 years now. You know what I mean? After having an MVP performance, but you put another quarterback in like Joe Flacco, the guy throws for not yesterday, but before that throws for 450 yards. You know, Brissett. Look at the Brissett yesterday. Freaking 47 completed passes. 400.
Yeah, it's an NFL record.
Yeah.
Pull out those rated rookie Brissetts.
Yeah, how many times
any of my Mac Jones cards the entire time Mac Jones was starting?
Yeah.
It's interesting if you do bargain boxing or reselling of cards long enough, like how many cycles of selling Brissett has there been? Because he's had like weeks.
Same with
months.
Geno Smith. Geno Smith is sort of the same.
There's been at least, I say with Brissett, there has to have been like at least 4 or 5 different cycles so far in his career where it's like, do you have any Brissetts? Because he's playing again and he's not bad. And then, you know, he's starting for a while and then he starts to cool down or whatever. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick was a great example of that. You know, like nobody really ever signed him to start, but he always kind of ended up starting, it felt like, you know, in general. Maybe towards
Ryan
the end of his
Fitzpatrick
career,
is kind of like a combination of me and Cary put together.
Yeah, seriously. He has, I mean, the raw sex appeal of someone like me, and he looks a little bit, based on your hat is constantly changing shape. Right now you look like a Smurf / gnome. So, you know, like the little bump at the top, the kind of Smurf-esque.
When we start doing merch, we'll make no banger garden gnomes for everybody. How awesome would it be if you would have pulled up to a yard sale and people had no banger garden gnomes?
What we want is
that's Tim. That's my garden gnome. Don't leave him alone.
Let's produce those. What we want at No Bangers is expensive merch that nobody wants and will pay for. Let's do it. We'll have to you know, bargain box those away at some point at a loss if we get those.
I'm sure that's what the audience wants, but I'll tell you what the audience wants. Neon Penguin actually has a question for us. So
we just got some butt crack when he got up there. You all see You're gonna have to censor that.
I was hoping not to
buddy.
bring attention to it, and then you just had to point it out. Like, come on, man.
It was graphic.
It's Jesus. And Tim just runs away. But so Neon Penguin says the WPBL, the Women's Professional Baseball
He's the one
League,
that's going to know the most about this too.
Yeah, but he knows. He'll know when I get back. Their first draft is this Thursday. So what are your thoughts, Cary, on the Women's Professional Baseball League? And also, will they have cards?
I mean, I hope they'll have cards, and I'm definitely interested if they do have cards. He was talking about trying to get in, you know, at the bottom of a league as it grows and grows, and that's awesome. I don't know anything about like the players. I was asking earlier, like, are a lot of the softball players going to play in the baseball league? Well, that would be interesting because I know a little bit more about the softball players, like a Jordan Ball, for example, out of Nebraska, which he play in this. That would be really interesting to find out. I mean, I don't know how, you know, underhand versus overhand throwing, how it translates, you know, because softball is like the wind up and underhand.
Yeah.
Kind of like how you used to play at Tarleton State, right? You guys played the old school rules, I believe.
Yeah. So
you guys had the leather helmets and all that.
So the Upper Deck has the license for the Women's Professional Hockey League. So it makes me think, would they go after that? But then also Tops Now has been producing the women's softball cards, you know, for NIL and stuff. That Panini's done NIL stuff for, you know, different sports when it comes to volleyball and softball. So it's going to be interesting.
Bring on the cards. Bring on the cards. I want them. I want as many different types of cards, especially sports. I mean, even non-sports. The more cards, the merrier. As a bargain boxer who loves cards, give me more little angles. Give me more things that people aren't paying attention to that have value. I'm all for it. I want them. Bring them on.
I mean, and I don't say this to be disparaging against women's sports, but there are a lot of dealers out there, and Tim can agree to this too. He's seen it, and this I know he'll get fired up on this one. But you didn't hear me, Tim. I said not to disparage women's sports, but there's a lot of dealers out there that look down on women's sports, and when they get stuff, they pull out a couple of the big cards, they'll just throw it all in a bargain box or a quarter box or 10-cent box, because we've all seen it at card shows in the past.
We will, as good bargain boxers, take advantage of people who don't know what they're doing, in the sense, especially if it's done with that kind of intent, like they just don't want to deal with it because they don't like it. But I don't know how much that's actually happening, to be fair.
What I mean,
but you know, there's some people just like certain sports and they're not interested in others.
So I mean, stuff like the WNBA cards, prime example. Like I've been at shows where guys like, I just ripped this, try to pull the Caitlin Clark. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. You know, I don't like it.
I get that on videos a lot, like especially historically, because I've been doing WNBA box break retail since before Caitlin Clark. So
yeah, you have.
You know, I've definitely heard everything like that. Nobody collects WNBA cards. And honestly, like on my live sales, WNBA is one of the hotter things I can sell beyond Caitlin Clark. Even like people know about Sonia Cintron, and people know about obviously Paige Buchers and all that. So
And
is it Beckers?
There's a lot
or
of opportunity out there. What's
Paige
up?
Beckers, right? Isn't it Beckers?
Yeah,
I always
Beckers,
say it
right?
Yeah.
I think that's how it's pronounced. No, Buchers. It's Buchers, isn't it?
So one of us is wrong, and I'm probably it.
We'll have to ask Tim when Tim finally sits down and gets all settled there. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I hope they do have cards. Like I said, I want to see more stuff like that. Like, I want to see them branch off into different things. I mean, hell, Topps even did the Topps Now penny over the past weekend because they're doing away with the penny.
I love it. I love that. It's clever. It's fun. Well, I mean, they've Topps Now has done a lot of that fun stuff, like the Eclipse cards or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, will they hold value? Not necessarily, but who cares? I mean, they're fun bargain box cards. I mean, in this lot that I got in that National Treasures lot, right? It had the Topps tribute stuff. I got that Montagues and Capulets, Romeo and Juliet card, and I got a guy who messaged me who wanted it. So I mean, there's people who want interesting stuff that they don't see every day. Most of us card people like cards. Period.
I think it's interesting. So speaking of interesting, Cary, you got to do the hot take of the week. Now I know this is something we talked about a lot, especially on the card shows, and something that's really standing out to you that you see people getting taken advantage of. So I'll give you the floor here. Kind of go on, talk about your hot take here.
Dude, I hate spinning wheels and games at card shows. I hate spinning wheels and games at card shows. And really, for the most part, mystery packs. Now, if the mystery pack has like a checklist and there's a way to verify it, that's a different story. But in general, at card shows, that's not happening. It's simple to me. If you have cards that people want to buy, they're going to pay you for them. But oftentimes, like, I feel like these games are a way. I mean, they're fun. But first off, like the spinning wheels and stuff, I don't think you can do that at a card show technically. Like you're even supposed to be doing that. So
it's a game of chance.
I don't think that's.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, and I hate it. It's I don't know. Like I don't think you can do it. One, I don't think you're allowed to do it. Number one. Number two, it's a way to get rid of your inventory. I understand. There might be a good card or two in there, but I feel like if you can't get rid of your inventory at a profit. Just showing somebody your card, right? I want $5. You paid $3, right? I want $5 for this. You decide on $4 and you made $1 profit. If you can't get rid of your inventory that way, you're not buying your inventory right. And then you either have to one or two things. Learn from that. It's a sunk cost. You get rid of those cards, or maybe you hold forever and hope that they magically become worth more, which sometimes happens, oftentimes doesn't. Or you just move on and become a better buyer, right? So I feel like the games are a cheap way, and it's happening all over the hobby, I understand. And when it has checklists and there's checks and balances, it's a different story overall. But like when it's just like at a card show and a spinning wheel, I don't like it. It's a pet peeve of mine, along with, one touches and the price of cards being more.
So,
you know what I mean? I think it's not
I don't
focusing
mind
on the
it,
cards. It's focusing on games.
I don't mind it because I think it adds an element of fun to a card show in a way. You walk up to a point, like I've seen guys who've done like seal packs. It's like $5. You get to spin the wheel, and then if you land on this, you get this seal pack, but you have a chance to get a blaster box or a mega box or something like that. Like I've seen those. I don't like the dice ones where you have to you roll the dice, you have to get there's like 9 dice or something like that, and you have to get all ones. Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah,
that
so you get 9 dice, and you roll the dice, you add up the numbers, and if you get 9, if you get all ones, you win this like super prize. Or if you get 81, where you hit
the
all
odds of that,
or I'm sorry, if you hit 54, they're astronomical. That's the point of making that. So you're hitting all 9. I'm sorry, all 6s.
So Bangtown Card Show is going to have none of that, guys.
But
we're going to have none of that crap, and we're going to have a lot of bargain boxes where we're going to be willing to negotiate. Tim won't, apparently. Tim,
no, I negotiate. I always negotiate.
Price the price. Don't ask him. Don't mention comps, or you're kicked out of Bangtown, according to Tim.
So Cary, what happens if the wheel was just for kids only, and it was only
that's even worse, bro.
No, but it was like $1 to play or something. It was just something fun for the kids.
No,
and they had, no.
Okay, if you had, I don't even know the legality of this, but if you had
who cares what legality at this point?
But
just
I do.
General.
But
why?
Because I think it's silly. Yeah, but I just think it's dumb. Okay, I think it's
dumb.
silly. So Yeah, I don't like
cool
it,
one. You
especially
wanna
for
know what I
kids.
saw?
Especially for kids. Here's what you do for kids at a card show. You have a box of packs and cards, and you give them to them for free for no reason
Yeah,
because they're a
that's true.
kid. That's what you do. No money is exchanged. You give them something.
There's a guy who has like the old school machines you put the quarters in,
Yeah.
and you get like the stickers in like the little plastic egg balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tattoos and stuff. He has a card one, and he loads it up for the card show, and you can put in the.
I don't know why I feel differently about that, but like maybe it's just because I'm used to it growing up, maybe. But yeah, I don't really like that stuff. I don't know. In general, I understand it's fun. I get why people do it. 100% understand it. But like I was at like the Pokemon. I was at like some Pokemon. I was at what was it? One of the big Pokemon shows.
The one in Orlando that we went to.
There was an Orlando one, and then there was a
CollectorCon.
Yeah, there's a couple different ones. I don't know which one it was, but there was a lot. It felt like of spinny wheel games and stuff. And I'm
CollectorCon.
Yeah, just sell your cards, man, at prices people want to pay. I just feel like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it in general, and does it matter that I'm not a big fan of it? No, but this is a hot take, so that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Tim, you have anything to add to that?
No, I completely understand where Cary's coming from.
So do I. Get it.
And like, it's just like everything else with humans, right? There's people that have good intentions and do things for the right reason, and then humans come in and they ruin everything. And so, like, that's kind of what it is. 'Cause I'm sure there are some guys around the country who do that, and they solely are doing it for the purpose of, giving an interactive opportunity for the kids at the card show. But, like, what is that? Like, maybe 5% of the people that are doing it who are doing it for the reasons that Cary stated, which is not the intended purpose for those games. They've literally, and all that started with the breakers, to be perfectly honest with you, and that sort of merged into the card shows, and you have the duck races, and you have
I've never seen the duck races before at the card show.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is that they started as breaking, and now these things have the concept of the gambling for fun has merged over into card shows, and like a lot of that is, it's fugazi. It's not authentic, right? And it sucks for the people that do it that are authentic. And a lot of that is the repacks. If without repacks, you probably don't have people doing mystery games and wheel spins and all that stuff at card shows, right? That it's all kind of weaved in together with the bad apples of the hobby, and it sucks because there are some genuine people. I think that's a little bit of what
it is. It kind of takes away from what I feel like a card show should be. A card show should be a place for you to, for me, like to go dig, right, and find deals, a place for you to negotiate and make deals, a place nowadays for you to be able to sell your cards at whatever price you guys negotiate. But everybody knows the cards that are available. I got these 3 cards, here's whatever, what's the deal, right? Everybody knows what they're getting for their money, and they're making a decision on both sides if they want to sell or if they want to buy. That I'm all for, and I want more of. But yeah.
So if they show you all the prizes and you say, hey, this is the worst prize, this is the best prize you get, isn't it the same thing, you knowing what you're going to get, one or the other?
You're right on that. I just don't think they should be doing it at card shows.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. You like to be
put it in a casino, that kind of game. Have a law, like lawyers look behind how you can do that the right way, whatever. On a platform that has that established where there is the guardrails, there is a different thing to me. But in general, like at a card show, it's just there. It feels like, and I could be wrong, it feels very Wild West to me and very just like, it's kind of sketch. I'd rather just, there's cooler things you could do for kids, especially to get cards in their hands and make their day, which is like, and you see it, you've seen it on, Pokemon YouTube. Hey, you want this card? Take this card. Make their day by, it could be a buy you messed up on, but give it to the kid. Let them make their day. You know what I mean?
Honestly, if I ever step at a card shop, I'm going to have a box just giving away commons or giving away some
a lot of shops do, and a lot of card shows do. This is, and most card shows I go to are amazing. I just don't like that one element within card shows at all.
Tim, do you have anything to add on Penguin's question about the WPBL, the Women's Professional Baseball
sorry.
League? You were dealing with your kid, man. We
Baby
got it,
and
man.
My wife has a meeting, so
Yeah, I got you.
and he's obviously not sitting on the lap anymore because he wants the microphone, the headphones, he wants all the phones.
The future podcaster, right?
Yeah, I think that you obviously know how I feel because one of our first episodes here on No Bangers, we were going crazy over PWHL, which ended up being a smart move if you were able to get into that because those cards do really well. And the league as itself has expanded, and they have TV deals and everything like that. And same thing with NWSL. I mean, the NWSL is absolutely huge. I personally will sit here and say that I think the NWSL is bigger than the MLS right now.
I think it's maybe a hot take, and I think you can make an argument for it.
Maybe not like international men's soccer, obviously, but like in America, I think women's soccer is doing better than men's soccer.
I'd say card-wise, you can make a really good argument about it.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Hobby boxes right now of the PWHL are selling for about $150 to $160, $170 on eBay.
That's the new release.
The new release, 24.25.
That's the hockey,
but the one
right?
before that is the one that like you can't find anywhere. That if
that was
you
a very
find
small
one, it's like $300 to $500.
Is that an Upper Deck product, Rod?
Upper Deck product.
Yeah, what is Series 1 Upper Deck hockey going for? I wonder if there's if they're close or if the women's hockey is actually more for their standard set.
Interesting. But I know that first release, you can't even find it. That PWHL stuff. That stuff's got to be selling for like $300 to $500.
Parkside does hobby, right? Does Parkside do hobby for NWSL?
Yeah, they have hobby boxes.
So I'm sure the hobby is more than like a Topps Chrome MLS.
And they've expanded their line. Now they're making like different sets instead of just like the regular Series 1, Series 2. They have like different sets that are like more chromium based cards and stuff like that. It's Parkside kills it with the NWSL. The cards are so nice. But so like NWSL, and then I think that this is going to be big because I'm pretty sure that MLB is financially backing the Women's Professional Baseball League, and obviously MLB and Fanatics are in bed deep with each other. So that sounded weird, but
no, it's true though.
Yeah, so I think that there's going to be a big push for the Women's Professional Baseball League. It's funny you said that we brought this up because I just saw this post on Instagram and I added it to my story, and it was by a account called It's Click Clack, which I think is a sports card podcast or women's sports podcast. And I follow them. They have like 12,000 followers on Instagram, and the post says it has all the different sports, and the first slide of the Instagram post says, "This is the sign you're obsessed with the NWSL." The next one is, "This is your sign you're obsessed with Unrivaled." And then PWHL, WPBL, League One Volleyball, the WNFC. I'm waiting for that, like the Women's National Football League. Like those cards.
I wanted to follow that.
That would be cool. Super League Soccer. Women's Elite Rugby is a very underappreciated league. They have a superstar. I can't remember her name. She won an ESPY.
I've seen the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, and Women's Lacrosse League, Athletes Unlimited, which is what that Upper Deck set is. So you have the Athletes Unlimited
the Ohio
basketball.
State set, like that box that you can find at Walmart and Target, that has a lot of women's sports in it. Field hockey.
So here's some interesting stuff about the league. So it's going to the format. Competition in the Women's Pro Baseball League will consist of 4 weeks of regular season starting in May, followed by an all-star game, and then a 2-week postseason tournament will determine the league's champion. Each team will play 2 games a week, scheduled between Thursday and Sunday. Their games will last 7 innings. I'll tell you why in a second. The games are going to last 7 innings, and they're going to be using aluminum bats. The reason why that's short to start off with, they're only starting out with 4 teams: Boston, LA, New York, and San Francisco. Then they set to expand to 6 or 8 teams after the opening thing. Teams are going to be played in minor league ballparks, capacity of 2,500 to 5,000. Players will be provided accommodation, meals on game day, share revenue from sponsors atop their regular salary, which is expected to be comparable to those in the minor league. Squads will be 15 to 25 players inside, and though the total salary cap is going to be $95,000 enforced by the league.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to some cards. Maybe we can do a break on Dibdit Cards for it. That would be dope. If we can get a box affordably. I don't know. They might be pricey.
I mean, it's going to be hard to do a 14 break, but we'll see. You know, I guess based on the price of the cards. Yeah, so it would be interesting though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, man. I hope it something comes out of it, and hopefully we'll see a lot of women that play softball move on over there. And
there is a professional softball league too, though. That's super popular. What's her name? Tom Brady's niece plays in it.
Yeah,
and then that one girl who played the College World Series last year on a torn ACL. She also plays in there too. I think she went to the University of Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Very popular women's softball player.
Brady.
Maya Brady is the niece of Tom Brady.
Yeah, UCLA she plays for. But all right, you got any final words, guys, before we wrap this up?
No, we love you guys, and sorry about the intro.
If you're still here, guys, timestamp it down below.
Oh yeah, you made us remember that stupid intro you just did. Oh.
Yeah, if they made it through that intro, if they even made it to the 2-minute mark, that would be surprising.
Yeah, sorry about that one, guys.
Yeah,
I'll do better next week.
No, we lowered the bar back down so that we can up it again. This is called drama building.
Yeah, dibditcards.com. This is called comp manipulation.
Rod really wants to end the podcast.
We're manipulating
Get up. It's cool.
We're manipulating our comps on our intros now. All right, no bangers on 3. 1, 2, 3. No bangers.
No bangers. You better have done it at home.